as we're coming to our mats, we're going to be on our backs. And if you want a little softness under your head and shoulders, then you can bring a blanket down. But again, this is just to give a little bit of softness, not a lift. So I don't want the chin moving in towards the chest. That said, though, if there's the chin moves up towards the ceiling more, it might make sense to give a soft roll to the blanket so that supports the curve in the neck so the neck can be more neutral, right? So still the base of my skull is moving towards the mat. I'm using a small roll in the blanket to support my neck, right? So that might be an option. Yeah, and then let's all have the soles of the feet on the mat as we come down, so the knees are going to be bent. If it feels okay, take the outside edges of the feet to the outer edges of the mat and then bring the knees in towards each other. So you're going to get that stretch right through the glutes a little bit more, through the hips. If that's a lot in your knees, just come back to a more neutral stance. Yeah, and then I want the arms to stretch out to the side. So it could be a little bit to the sides with the palms up towards the ceiling. It could be more to the sides with the palms up towards the ceiling, right? And if you're in a body that feels okay, then the arms can even come all the way overhead. So again, adapting, anything I'm inviting you to do to best meet the needs of your body. Yeah, and then once we've shaped ourselves, let the eyes soften. They might close completely. Starting to move more fully into our body. Right, connect more fully with our breath. If the belly's tight, see if you can free it, letting the belly expand outward with the breath in, letting it soften back towards the mat with the breath out. A few times here, breathing into our bellies. And at the next exhale, we'll come back to a more natural breath. So belly will still move, but maybe not as emphasized. And then starting to add soft movement by letting the knees swing side to side. And again, you might be dialing it up, you might be dialing it down. So the swings might be very generous. They might be a lot softer, so you're listening to you. As we come back to center with the knees, we're going to draw the right thigh in. And as we draw the right thigh in, we're going to hold on behind that thigh. You can keep the left knee up towards the ceiling, or you can let the left knee move out to the left. We're going to flex through the right foot, and we're going to send that foot up towards the ceiling. And so we're going to take a few breaths here with that extended leg. If the leg feels really shaky, soften the knee a little bit. One more breath here. End of the exhale, soften the shape by bending the knee. Noticing where the body lets go when you relax out of the stretch. And then we're going to visit it again, right? So the flex foot, we're going to take that foot up again. All right. So second visit here, maybe you're noticing more where you're feeling stretch and sensation, and that might be shifting, right, as we visit the shape again. Maybe it's expanding. Again, end of the exhale, we're going to ease out by bending the knee. Again, give yourself a moment to pause to let everything relax in the body, in the headspace. And then again, here we go, back up, flex foot, stretches up. All right, we're going to keep the leg extended this time a bit longer. We're going to add in some movement. So we're going to have some big circles to the ankle. Some big circles in the opposite direction. Wiggling the toes, stretching out through the toes. We're going to point and flex the foot a few times. Or as that foot flexes back, we're going to hold the flex. If the left knee moved out to the side, take it back up towards the ceiling. We're going to cross right ankle over the top of the left thigh. And then we want to move that right knee away, or that right thigh away from the belly. Right? So here could be where we use a block in between that hand and the leg. That might give us a little extra length in the arm, and that might make this feel more accessible. All right. So as we're moving that inner thigh away from the belly, we want to draw the belly in and up. So it's a little bit like a scoop feeling. So we're accessing those deeper abdominal muscles, right? And there's a greater emphasis too on those muscles here on the right side of the body. You might feel that psoas muscle stretching from the hip up towards the rib cage. All right, we want to keep all this space, and then we're going to keep wrapping now over into the back side of the right side of the body, and we'll do that by letting the right foot fall over to the left, right? So now start to wrap through that side body. I'm wrapping a lot through that hip and the glute, right? There could be a little bit of finessing with the right knee, right? It could be moving a little more to the belly. You could be stretching it more to the outer end of the mat. See what feels right for you, right? And then if there's space, right hand can come up behind the head. So if the hand's above the head, it's a feeling of continually stretching, right? So we really want to access as much space as we can down this right side body. Still kind of that feeling of drawing the belly in and up. So there's still that scoop feeling to the abdomen. You can have another full breath cycle here. Okay, the end of the exhale, the arms overhead, we're going to bring it back down. We're going to take that right hip back down to the mat. As the right hip comes down to the mat, keep the legs like they are, that same triangle shape with the ankle on the thigh, right? And then we're going to pick the left foot up off the mat. So we can keep the foot up off the mat. You can deepen the stretch by bringing the hands to the back of the left thigh or around the left shin. Like you're just like you are here for 3 full breaths. We'll breathe in 1, breathe out, breathe in 2, breathe out, breathe in 3, and breathe out. Right foot's going to come and connect with the mat. We're going to keep the left thigh in. Hands will move now behind that left thigh if they're not already. Option again to keep the right knee up towards the ceiling, or let the right knee move out to the right. Same cycle on the second side, flexing now through the left foot. We're going to extend it up towards the ceiling. Okay, so we have a few breaths here. So we're not forcing anything. We're moving into the shape a little under our edge, and then we're using breath to move into it more fully. At the end of your next exhale, ease out of the shape by bending the knee. Again, noticing what softens or lets go when we come out of the shape. Might not just be that hamstring. And then we're going to visit it again. Flex foot goes up. Noticing maybe how things shift or don't shift as we visit the shape again. Again, end of your exhale, ease out by bending the knee. Again, a moment to pause, a breath to pause. And then here we go, back up. Leg extends. Right, this is where we're going to keep the leg extended a bit longer. Right, we're going to add on some circling to the ankle. Right, some circling in the other direction. We'll wiggle out through the toes, stretch out through the toes. We can point and flex the foot a few times. And then flexing that foot back, here's where we take right knee back up towards the ceiling if it had moved to the side, so we can cross left ankle over the right thigh. All right, we want to move that inner thigh away from the belly. Again, this is where you might use the block to lengthen the arm a little bit. Belly draws in and up. Right, kind of like you're zipping up tight pants. We want that scoop belly. We're trying to really, again, access those deeper abdominal muscles, feeling the stretch even under the rib cage. Once we have all that space, right, we're going to wrap it around the body. We'll do that by letting now the left foot fall over to the right. If you're using that block, the block can transfer to the right hand, so you can still move that knee away, or you might be letting the knee fall back more towards the belly, right? You're feeling into your glutes. See where you're best finding stretch here. And then if it feels okay for your body, right, left fingertips move overhead. So you can still have a bend in the left elbow, right? We don't have to have a super long arm. You, again, are adapting as needed. But if the arm's behind the head, see if you can keep feeling like you're stretching it away. So we're moving even deeper into stretching through the left side body. That belly's still going in and up, right? We still want to tap into those deeper muscles. Here's our last breath here. All right, again, at the end of the exhale, easing out of it by bringing the arm back down by the side. The left hip connects back down to the mat. The legs are still the same shape, but we're going to pick the right foot up off the mat, just like this. Or if you want to deepen it, hands can come behind the right thigh or around the right shin. Now we're going to take 3 breaths here. Breathing in. Breathing out 1. Breathing in. Breathing out 2. Breathing in. Breathing out 3. If you're holding onto the leg, let it go. Uncross the legs, but keep the knees in towards the belly. Bring the hands to the tops of the knees. We're going to make some circles here with the knees. The circle is going to be, we're going to inhale the knees in towards the chest. We're going to move them out to the side, and then we're going to exhale them away and then back to center. A few times like that. So we inhale the knees in towards the chest, out to the side, exhaling them away from the chest and then back to center. One more time like that. Out to the sides, away, together, back to center, all right? And then we're going to reverse it. So knees stay together, but then we move them away. Then they go out to the side. Then they come up to the shoulders and back to center. Yep. So away from the chest, out to the side, up to the shoulders, center. Good job. One more time like that. Good job. As they come back to center, we'll hold them at center, and then we'll rock side to side, Panda Bear style. All right, coming back to center, we're going to make our way up to sitting, and we can do that by rolling onto our side and pressing ourselves up, or we can roll lengthwise on the spine. And as we come up to a seat, we'll have a cross-legged seat, but it's going to be a bit more open. So we're not going to lock that front heel under the shin, right? There's going to be space between the front shin foot and the back shin foot. And then we're going to keep the sit bones connected, but we're going to bring our hands forward. So again, here you could use a block. So you could bring a block underneath your hands, especially if it feels like it's a big reach to bring the hands forward. We're going to take a few breaths trying to bring the chest down more, but not lifting our seat. So it could be, right, the chest just softens down, especially you could bring even forearms to the block. That might happen. Right, you could be stretching more forward. So right, again, it's the exhale that's taking you there. Nothing's forced. Seeing what happens as we stay present with sensations in the body with our breath. All right, we're going to keep it low, but we're going to take with our next exhale the hands over to the left. If you're using your block, just take your block with you. Forehead moves towards your left knee. We'll inhale back through center. And then we'll exhale, hands over to the right. Same thing, forehead now is moving towards the right knee. Inhaling, we're going to come back to center. We're going to exhale at center. Inhale, we're going to take the top of the head up towards the ceiling. Notice which leg is in front and then try to remember that. We're going to bring the hands behind the hips. Shake out the legs a little bit. Right, and then we're going to recross with the other leg in front, if you remember. It probably feels a little bit off if you don't remember because it's our non-instinctual first leg. Same thing. Hips are staying connected. We're going to come forward again. The side might be very, very different, right? So you know the process. You're staying with it and giving yourself space if it doesn't look like the other side. Right? You know you're using your breath. Right? And again, it's nothing's forced. It's instead more of a feeling of surrender. All right, we're going to add in a little bit bigger twist this time. All right, and we'll do that by bringing the left hand more to center. Again, it can be on your block. And the right hand's going to come inside the right thigh, so behind the knee. And we're going to twist the chest a little, looking up at the ceiling, maybe. Right, you might move your head around here a little bit. Right, maybe it feels nice through the shoulder. At the end of your next exhale, we'll wrap the chest back down to center. Right, here's where we're going to switch out. So as you come back to center, right now the right hand will connect. Left hand comes inside that left thigh. Right, twist the chest to the left. Maybe moving into the neck some. Yeah, at the end of the exhale, we'll come back to center. Take a breath in here. Take a breath out. Then as we inhale, we'll walk back up. Top of the head comes to the ceiling. We're going to lengthen out both legs on the mat. And then here we're going to run in place, run in place, run in place. Yeah, let the legs still, hands stay behind the back. We're going to lift up the chest. We're going to point the toes. Your head can even drop back if that feels good. Breathing very wide and full across the upper chest. Nice. One more. End of the exhale, ease out of the stretch by bringing the head back over the tailbone and then step the legs just a little bit wider. And now windshield wiper feet. So toes in and out, toes in and out, toes in and out. All right, letting the legs settle. We're going to make our way up to standing. Get a couple breaths to get there. So however you want to travel, you might flip around into downward facing dog for a few breaths. You might move on to your side, however you want to travel. Yeah, but as you find your way up to standing, we're gonna, be in mountain pose. All right. Yeah. So as we reestablish, right, our connection to our bodies in space, we'll have the hands together at the center of the chest, right? Eyes can be soft. Right, so a lot of hip work. See how that feels now as we're standing, right? So you might move out through the hips a little bit. You might move out through the feet. So we're integrating that stretching now into our standing body more. And then once we have, right, that connection across the surface of both feet, right, fully connected down to the mat, right, there's again that feeling of the belly button moving in and up. So we have a engaged core, engaged quads, right, and lengthening through the lower back. All right, we're going to move here with, this is going to be shoulder. So we're going to do a shoulder sequencing. So I want to try to really stay with like a really strong and engaged lower body, right? So as we're moving with the shoulders, we're trying to we'll work with the shoulders, but sometimes when the shoulders are tight, right, we do this thing, right? We start to move into the spine to try to get into the shoulders, but best that we're able, let's stay really anchored down, and the shoulders are going to move what they do, right? So you don't have to push the body to try to get into the shoulder. Just move at whatever level it feels right with just the shoulder, okay? All right, I'm going to be a little bit angled. I think you see the movement better this way. All right, anchored, feet in mountain. Hands are going to come along by the sides of the body, right? And the palms are going to turn here, right? So when I'm turning my palms, right, because it's how I move into my shoulders, right? So we're going to start with the palms facing forward. We're going to inhale up like we're holding a platter, and then fingertips are going to touch the shoulders. We're going to exhale. We're going to press away. Stop sign hands. Inhale, palms face each other. We're going to stretch fingertips up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, hands turn out, right? Arms come down, right? That's the cycle, right? So a few times like that. So platter, fingertips to the shoulder, inhale. Exhale, stop sign hands, press away. Palms turn in towards each other. Inhale, takes fingertips up towards the ceiling, not shrugging the shoulders. Exhale, palms out, pressing down. All right, so continuing with the flow. So it feels very strong. So again, we're working at our edge here, right? But we're staying strong with the muscles. So it's a little bit less dancey feeling. We're gonna feel, again, maybe a little bit, right? Yeah, like you're like lifting weights, right? Is that level of work with the arms here. Let's do one more. After your last one, the arms are going to come down. We're going to gather the hands back together at the center of the chest. And if you're not already, we'll make our way to stand at the top of the mat. All right, as we're standing at the top of the mat, we're going to stay, again, with our belly engaged, long spine. Try not to shift the hips up or down. We're going to play with a little bit more strengthening here. We're going to lift up the left knee. Might be a little bit. It might be more of a bit. We're going to exhale. We're going to bring that leg down. We're going to do the same thing with the left leg. We're going to lift up that knee. We're going to bring it back down. Good job. We're going to bring up the right knee again. And as we bring the right knee up, we're going to step the right foot back. And it might be a big step, or you might have a few steps. As the right foot moves back, we're going to keep the toes out to the side. Then we're going to bend actively into our left knee. We want to try to anchor that left knee over the ankle. It's moving towards the outside edge of the foot. All right. You're going to take your chest to the side. As you take your chest to the side, it's like the thighs wrap back, right? So we're very active through our inner thighs. It feels like there's a little lift to the arch of the feet. Arms are going to come out wide. We're going to still play with a really strong arm. So it's like, no one can press your arms down, right? So strong. All right. This is going to be our inhale. When we exhale, we're going to take that back arm forward to meet the front arm. So here's where the hips wrap back in. You can drop your chin to your chest, a little bit more into the shoulders, right? Inhaling. Open wide again. Yeah. Exhaling here. Yeah, a few times. Moving like you, staying with your breath. All right. The next time that we open up into our warrior two, pause here. We're going to build up the shape. We're going to turn the palms up towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, we're going to tip back a little bit. So left fingertips up towards the ceiling, right fingertips towards the thigh, right? You could be bigger. You could be softer. Right? Yeah. So moving like you. Here we go for 3 breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out 1. Breathing in. Breathing out 2. Breathing in. Breathing out 3. Inhale back to warrior 2. Exhale, back hand to meet the front arm. Bring the hands together at the center of the chest. Back heel's going to pick up. We're going to play with that balance step. So a big step or a step. Feet are going to come back together at the top of the mat. We're going to pause here, breathing in. Breathing out in mountain. All right. Tap back into that strong core. Engage through the belly. And then here we're going to lift up the left leg. Try to keep the hips even. Left foot's going to come back down. We're going to lift up the right knee. Little or a lot, you decide. Foot's going to come back down. We're going to lift up the left foot, and the left foot's going to step back. So it can step back a little bit or a lot of it. Right? So back foot moves back, toes are to the side. We're going to bend deeply into that front knee, anchoring it over the ankle. And as the chest moves to the side, we're again, thighs roll back. Right, so I'm very active in my inner thighs. Right, arms are going to stretch out to the side. All right, so here's our inhale, warrior 2. We're going to exhale. We're going to wrap that back arm forward. Right, the chin can drop to chest. Right, inhaling, opening. Exhaling, yeah, a few times here. All right, so moving like you, faster, slower, bigger movements, smaller movements, but thinking about keeping strong arms. All right, we're going to take it forward a last time, and then as we exhale, opening back into warrior 2. Here's where we're going to pause. Palms are going to turn up. We're going to take it back into peaceful warrior. Again, as big as you want to make it. We have 3 breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out 1. Breathing in. Breathing out 2. Breathing in. Breathing out 3. Inhale back, warrior 2. You're going to exhale, hands together. All right, back heel's going to pick up. We're going to bring the palms back together at the center of the chest. And then as you're ready, you're going to have a big step, a step. We're going to take that back foot forward to meet the front foot. Nice. Exhale, brings both feet together at the top of the mat. Yeah, you can give yourself a moment to realign, finding yourself in mountain. All right. Draw the belly in here again. And we're going to pick up the right the right knee. All right, see how much we can lift it. We're gonna try to take the foot up off the floor. I'm gonna keep my shoulders over my hips. I'm gonna see about extending that leg forward, right? And it could be bigger, right? It could be here, toes on the ground still count. And then maybe fingertips stretch up towards the ceiling, super strong. For 3, breathing in, breathing out 1, breathing in, breathing out 2, breathing in, breathing out 3. Feet sweep back together, hands come back together at center. See if you can turn your gaze down to your fingertips. Giving you a moment to check in, feeling right side body, feeling left side body, front side body, back side body. Lifting the gaze, belly engages. Here we're going to pick up now, left side, same thing. Could be a little bit, could be more. Try to flex the foot. We're going to see about extending that leg forward with it. Shoulders stay over hips, hips stay even. Arms up, here we go. Again, we go for 3. Breathing in, breathing out 1, breathing in, breathing out 2, breathing in, breathing out 3. Nice job. Let the feet sweep back together. Let the arms come down along by the sides of the body. We're going to take a couple of circles here with the head. As the chin and chest come together, take the circles in the opposite direction, please. As the chin and chest come together, we'll pause there. Keep the shoulders back, right? So we're not rounding forward. It's just the head. And then we're going to inhale. We're going to look up as much as it feels comfortable. Right? Exhaling, chin drops back to chest. Again, like that. One last time, chin to chest. From there, you're going to inhale the head back to neutral. And from neutral, be side to side. Exhaling, ear to shoulder. Inhaling, center. Exhaling, ear to shoulder. Center. Again, like that. And next time the ear and shoulder come together, we're going to pause there for a few extra breaths. Option to bring that hand over the top of the head for a little bit more stretch. 3 breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out 1. Breathing in. Breathing out 2. Breathing in. Breathing out 3. Letting the hand go. We'll inhale back through center. We're going to exhale second side. Same thing, option to deepen the stretch by bringing the hand to the top of the head for 3. Breathing in. Breathing out 1. Breathing in. Breathing out 2. Breathing in. Breathing out 3. Inhaling, head back to center. We're going to let the arm go. Here's our inhale, center. Exhale, we're going to turn your gaze over the shoulder. Inhaling, center. Exhaling, turning your gaze over your shoulder. A few times like that. Inhaling, coming back through center from here. Next breath in is going to shrug the shoulders up to the ears. You're going to exhale out of the mouth and drop them. We'll do that again. Yeah, one more time. As that shoulders come down, you're gonna do itchy allergy face, wiggling it around. From itchy allergy face, we're gonna have fire breathing dragon. Yeah, soft face. Soft face. It's gonna bring us back down to the mat. As we come down to the mat, we're gonna try today a seated spinal twist where we have the option to use the strap. So the strap might get into the shoulders a little bit more. So I'll instruct through that if you like. You can be in a version that doesn't use it too. So again, these are just options to try something maybe a little bit different, knowing that you might choose to do a more traditional way, right? Or a way that we, without the strap, I should say. I don't know if traditional or not. All right. So it just has to be a long piece of something. Right? And we can put that off to the side. Right? And as we come to our seat, we're going to have the legs long, top of the head up towards the ceiling. If you got stuffs, you can move stuffs out of the way so the sit bones are more actively connected to the mat. All right. So even though we're sitting, it's still that feeling like we're really moving out through the feet, right? So we're engaging through our inner thighs as if we were standing. We're going to keep the right leg extended and we're going to bring the left foot inside, or bend that knee so the foot's inside the thigh, right? And then just feeling again here, sitting tall. So you're starting again to feel a little bit more in the lower back, so just noticing that. Want to take the left foot over the right leg. All right, so we could stay like this, right? And have the chest is gonna move towards the left thigh. I can have my arm wrapped around the shin, or it could be bigger, right? This is without using any propping. This is a great way to move into the shape. Remembering to keep the foot active on our extended leg. If you want to try using the strap here, it gets into the shoulders a little more, then that would require then that we take the strap and we're going to thread it in between the seams of the legs, right? So it's like in the middle of the triangle, if you will. All right. I'm going to flip around because I think it'll be better if you see it backwards. All right. So if I have the strap in between like the triangle of my bent leg, the bent leg is my left leg. I'm going to take my left hand behind the back and bring the strap into that hand. And then the right hand's going to get the strap on the outside edge. Try to beat it. Right. And then as I'm holding onto the strap, I'm kind of drawing my arms down. Right. Yep. Right. So I'm drawing my shoulders away from my ears. Right, it's giving me a little bit more depth in my shoulder here in the twist. Right, your eyes can be soft. All of us are still moving out actively through that right foot. If you don't like the strap, right, you just come back to using just your body, right? So this is the option. This is the option. Yeah, see wherever we're at. We have 2 more breaths. Last breath here. At the end of your exhale, we're going to come back to center with the chest. So if we're using the strap, just let it go. Yeah, and then as we come back through center, we're going to change out sides, right? So now we're going to lengthen out through that left leg. If you're using the strap, just cross it over that thigh. Yeah. And the right foot's going to come in. We're going to sit tall. Sit bones are connected actively to the floor. All right. And then we're going to take right foot over the left leg. Yeah. Right. And again, right, just maybe we're going with just the arms around the leg. I'm being really active with my left foot. I'm pushing out through the sole of my left foot. And I could bring a hand behind the hip. If I'm using the strap, then I have to feed the strap into, first off, through the strap behind me into my right hand. And then I got to reach over with my left hand. It's a little bit, I know it's, yeah. All right. All right, so if I'm holding the strap, I don't want my shoulders towards my ears. I'm trying to keep the shoulders down. Belly still moving towards my right thigh. Eyes are soft, right? If the strap's not working for you, just let it go. Just let it go, right? Just come back to your hands. Whatever variation we're in, we have a few more breaths here. Nice. Here's our last breath cycle. At the end of your exhale, you're going to come back to center with the chest. So if you're using the strap, just let it go. As we come back to center with the chest, we're going to lengthen out through both legs. Toes are up towards the ceiling. Again, we have an option here to use the strap. If we're using the strap, we can bring it around the inseams of the feet, right? And we're coming into a forward fold. You can not use the strap too, right? So if we're using the strap, it's not long arms and a roundy back, right? Keep the elbows a little bendy so the chest comes more forward, right? Head can drop, right? We might just be with hands. Right? Again, any variation that you're taking, yeah, let the eyes soften. We have 5 breaths. Breathing in, breathing out 1, breathing in, breathing out 2, breathing in, breathing out 3, breathing in, breathing out 4, breathing in, breathing out 5. If you're using the strap, just let it go. We're going to roll up with the breath in, and then see with your exhale if you can just come down into your shavasana. So we can roll onto our backs. If you want to prop the body or use any props to shape yourself in a different way in your final resting pose, then do that. And then once we come into a place of stillness, we can let our eyes soften. Attention comes back into the breath. Yeah, practicing our relaxed breath together. We'll breathe in. We'll breathe out. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3. Breathing out 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in 1, 2, 3. Breathing out 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in 1, 2, 3. Breathing out 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Few more rounds, counting to yourself into 3, out to 6 at your own pace. Come back into the body with the wiggling of fingers, a wiggling of toes, a rolling of wrists, a rolling of ankles. Yeah, find one more big stretch with your breath in. And let your exhale soften you so you can roll onto your side. And from our side, can make our way back up to a seat on the mat. As we come back to our seat, we can let our eyes be soft, bringing a hand to the heart and a hand to the belly. Breathing in through the nose. Soft breath out of the mouth. Again, like that. And softening your head to your heart. Honoring the light within you. Seeing and honoring that same light in each and every one of us. Namaste.